Hi, my name is MJ Craig. I am a staff member at Simmons College, and I'm also an alum. I graduated in 2007 from the communications department. And I am transgendered, which means that when I was born, everybody thought I was a girl, and they were mostly wrong. Um, and I think that being transgendered meant that I always felt like I didn't fit in forever, and I didn't know why. And somehow the kids in school could tell that I didn't belong, and they would make fun of me for not fitting in, and I didn't really feel like I had the right to defend myself, although I kind of tried, but I knew that I didn't belong. I really had no idea why, but I knew I didn't belong, so it was almost okay that they made fun of me because I was different. And that really got to be a problem in middle school. There was this boy that used to follow me around, and whenever the teachers weren't looking, he'd get really, really close behind me, and he'd just whisper in my ear, "Are you a lesbian? Are you a lesbian? Are you a lesbian?" And I was so horrified and so embarrassed. I mean, I used to pretend like I didn't hear him, which was ridiculous because he was standing behind me. But I was so horrified and embarrassed that I couldn't tell anybody about it, and it's that kind of really small torture sometimes, which just makes everything harder. You know, it's hard to focus on school whenever the teachers are turning around, somebody's needling you about the things that you feel the most insecure about. And then I went to high school, and I kind of felt invisible. I was just sort of another breath of air in a school that wasn't even that big. And I hadn't met any gay people. I didn't know any gay people. There were no gay people on TV. So I thought that I would be alone for the rest of my life. And it was hard for me to imagine why I would want to grow up when all I was going to be was sad and so lonely. I wouldn't have any friends. My family would abandon me. I couldn't imagine that life was going to get better. And I was so wrong. I left high school and I went to college. And in the 3 months between high school and college, I didn't change that much. But I walked in the doors in college, and it wasn't just that people were comfortable with me, people were excited to get to know me. I went from being another breath of air to being, just in like the vacuum somewhere, to being somebody that people wanted to hang out with. I felt cool for the first time in my entire life, and I I couldn't imagine what that felt like until I felt like that, and it was really great. I had friends. I had more friends than I ever thought that I would have. People would listen to what I said. In classrooms, the teachers always knew my names. I never thought that life would be like that. And then, I mean, not just people wanted to be my friends, there were even, a couple of people at different points who wanted to date me, and that was both terrifying and amazing. And I started to realize that I wasn't going to be alone, that my life didn't have to be like that, and I made incredibly meaningful friendships with other students and other professors who were more than just about accepting me. They wanted to celebrate me. And it took a long time to get used to that. It took a long time to feel like I was worthy of that attention because I had spent so long thinking that I didn't deserve that attention. But it got really, really good, and it's only gotten better. I mean, the last 10 years of my life have been better than I thought that they could ever be. Your life can change so much in the course of 3 months, 6 months, a year. When you're in high school and middle school, it feels like it goes on forever, but it doesn't. It's the smallest part of your life. And if high school is the best time of your life, then you peaked way too early. And I know that if I had given into some of my feelings of self-deprecation that were just tearing me apart in high school, that I would have missed the best parts of my life. And I would have missed so many things that I can't even imagine now, because I am excited about my life now. I'm excited about every day. I feel like every moment is so precious. And a lot of my friends are gay and lesbian and transgendered as well, and a lot of us struggled a lot when we were younger, and it horrifies me to think that the pain that I felt or the pain that my friends felt could have ended in one of them hurting themselves and then them not being in my life. Like, I can't imagine any one of them being gone. I would miss them so much, and I wouldn't even know. So if you're ever thinking about hurting yourself, please don't, because you will be depriving a whole community of the amazing person that you are. You're depriving your future friends from getting to know you, your future coworkers from working with you. And if you decide to have children, you're depriving your children of having a wonderful parent like you. So please stay, because we're so excited to meet you. I was raised in a pretty Catholic environment. I went to Catholic school for 14 years, and no one talked about being gay, so no one necessarily told me it was wrong, but somehow I just knew it was somehow present. And then coming out to my parents, I actually got to come out to my parents 3 times, because, you know, once isn't enough. The first time I was really young, and they didn't believe me because I was so young. And the second time I came out as liking girls, so I came out as a lesbian. And then I realized a bit later that I wasn't actually a lesbian, that I was transgendered. And the lesbian thing was hard for my parents, but not that hard, because, you know, in a year or two they kind of adjusted, and they realized that, oh, my life was going to be pretty much what they imagined, except that instead of marrying a guy, I might marry a woman, and I might adopt children. And then when I came out as a guy, my mom aged maybe 20 years in the process of a few hours. I looked into her eyes, and it was sort of like there wasn't anyone there anymore. It's really terrible to think that you've caused someone that you care so much about so much pain. And it took her several years to think of me the same way again. And what hurt her, I mean, many things about it hurt her, but part of what hurt her is that she felt like we had such a strong bond because we are a mother and daughter. And me telling her I was actually her son felt like a death. She mourned the loss of the daughter she never had, as it turns out. And she didn't know how to relate to a son. I'm an only child. She had no idea how to relate to a son. And that was so hard for her. It is one of the hardest things that's ever happened to her. And for years, I was taking care of her emotionally. And she couldn't really help me emotionally that much. But it was okay because I had other friends who were like family, who could support me. And we're at the point now where things are a lot better, where she mostly calls me him and he and her son, and she's had to come out a lot too. She's had to come out to extended family, friends of hers who I haven't seen since I was a baby, who ask about me, and so I think she's had to go through a lot of that as well, and I actually think that that has opened her eyes a lot to what my life is like and helped her feel connected to me because we've both come out. You know, the best part about growing up, no matter who you are, is that you get to become who you are, and you get to meet who you are, which sounds weird and cheesy, but it's really good to feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and to trust yourself enough to make huge life decisions and know that you're making the right decisions for you. I think that has been the best thing about coming out for me, that I feel like I'm really present in my own life because I'm not living the life that other people think I should lead. I'm not leading the life that I feel like society thinks I should lead. I'm leading my life, and I'm making a real go of it, you know? I'm successful beyond any measure that I ever thought I would be. And that feels so good, that authenticity. I think that if I hadn't stuck around and had never made it out of high school, not only would I have missed meeting my partner and hopefully having children one day, I would have missed all of my friends, all of the things that I love doing, rock climbing, swimming. I'm going to run a marathon in a couple of months. I would have missed all of those things. I would have missed, just birthdays and being a mentor to high school students. I would have missed my year as an AmeriCorps volunteer. I would have missed, so many movies that I love. I would have missed everything. I can't pick one thing that I would have missed the most because all of it together is the part that I love so much. And I think one of the amazing differences between where I am now and where I was in high school, and that is that in high school I used to fall asleep praying that I would wake up straight, and just waking up in the morning and feeling exactly the same, and just that same weight of complete darkness on your chest. And if you gave me the option today to wake up straight, I wouldn't take it. You know, I'd turn you down because my life has been too good. And the people that I've met, I never would have met if I had another person's life. I wouldn't trade it for anything. If you're listening, if you're hearing the people that tell you that you're wrong and that what you are is evil or dirty or that you're going to hell, you're not. You're going to survive and you're going to be wonderful. And that's the most important part. You.